Film School Slacker contains adult language and themes. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Film School Slacker, the podcast where I go through my ever-growing watch list of films. And with me, as always, is Megan.
Hey.
And we have a special guest today.
Special guest.
Hey, Nick. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm. You know, we're doing the best we can with what we have.
True story.
We've been trying to get you on for forever, and you know, we just it just keeps not working out. So I'm very glad that you're here.
I'm happy to be
here. Even though you are pending surgery. So it's fine. It's fine. We'll take our wins where we can.
It's the day before my surgery, so it's like the ray of sunshine before the the storm rolls in.
The last thing you do before you
exactly. If I die in surgery,
the next 6 weeks.
If I die in back surgery, I don't know.
I don't think you. I mean, you could, but
they always tell you that it's possible, but
right.
The hospital could blow up. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, I'd be more worried about like a staph infection. Like that's the shit that scares me.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but my surgeon's pretty cool. He's pretty good. He did my last one.
Did your last one?
Yeah.
That's a good sign.
That's why I went back to him.
Nice. Well,
anyways,
back
to the
it was a back.
Wally. It was Wally.
Oh, anyway.
My God. All right. So, what are we watching this week?
Good morning, Vietnam.
Yes.
Right.
Good morning, Vietnam.
The only part of that reference, the only part of that movie that I know is that bit.
It's 0600. What's the 0600 for? Oh my God, it's early. Don't worry, I know that movie front and back.
From 1987, rated R, 2 hours, 1 minute long, starring Robin Williams, Forrest Whitaker, Tom T. Tran, Bruno Kirby, Robert Wool, J.T. Walsh, Noble Willingham, among others. Directed by Barry Levinson, written by Mitch Markowitz, based on a story by Adrian Cronauer.
Correct.
Nice. The only two things I know about this movie are that line and it's Robin Williams. That's literally all I know. And my assumption is it takes place during the Vietnam War, just based on that context. But I know that my parents have quoted it before to me, and I just have not watched it for some reason.
I quote it quite often, and unfortunately, where I work, the young kids don't get it a lot. But yes, one of my favorite Robin Williams movies. It does take place during the Vietnam War. Adrian Cronauer was a real person, was a real radio broadcaster in Vietnam.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And he wrote a story that he wanted to be like a TV series, but then it was like maybe it was a made-for-TV movie.
Okay.
And then it fell in the lap of Robin Williams, and it took off from there.
Oh, cool.
Although I suppose we can get into the details of it afterwards.
Yeah.
But,
no, that's good context, though.
Yeah, we'll talk more about it, I'm assuming, in the second part.
Yeah. So that's kind of, you're new to the show. So the way that this works is, we talk through what we know. We talk through the basic specs of the film. We go off and watch it together. I take notes. So,
awesome.
We'll have and discussion during the movie is not discouraged, but we don't want to say too much that we want to say on recording.
Right.
But my goal is I'll take notes on things I'm thinking about. I'll take notes on things that we end up discussing. And then we end up going through and talking about the movie, how we felt about it. I'll go through my list of notes. And then at the end, I have to rate the movie on my Letterboxd app.
Sure.
And that rating is dictated by the discussion that we have.
Can you use dictate in a sentence?
Dictate in a sentence?
This dictate good. One of my all-time favorite jokes. Yeah, fine. That's great. Some context. I will say this before you watch it.
Yeah.
That according to the actual Adrian Cronauer, after he saw the film, which he and Robin Williams were not allowed to see each other, Barry Levinson did not allow them to meet until the premiere. So Robin Williams did not meet Adrian Cronauer.
It's a weird choice.
Right, but Adrian Cronauer did say that about 40% of the movie is accurate.
Okay,
yeah.
Good to know.
So,
all right.
We'll speak more of that as we
go on. No, I'm excited. All right. Well, with all of that being said, let's watch this thing.
Let's watch it. I'm excited.
that is probably like the most peak Robin Williams I think that I've ever seen. Like just like he just like was full. It felt like full Robin Williams freestyle to me.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of my favorite Robin Williams films are very, I wouldn't call them serious roles, but he plays the straight man a lot and stuff that I really like. Whether it's even something like Jumanji, like he's like very much a character. That's or like my favorite. I think my favorite Robin Williams movie is The Birdcage. And he plays such a like it's just such a totally wildly different
Definitely
situation.
not playing a straight man, but
No, but he plays the straight character.
He does.
Yeah,
quote unquote straight man.
Yeah,
he is.
Yeah. So I don't know. So it's kind of fun to see him do like full Aladdin genie, like just hey, are you trying to be? That's like very like classic Robin Williams, and like doing that as part of his shtick was something I frankly don't see a lot because I just haven't watched all of it. I don't know.
Right. But, and oddly enough, all of his radio broadcast was 100% Robin Williams and not scripted at all.
That was kind of what I was going to ask during, and then I thought I'd ask after. So that is just fully ad-libbed.
That is full ad-libs. Okay. Every time he's on the radio is just
I bet
him.
the page of the script said Robin ad-lib or ad-lib.
Yeah, probably.
That's amazing. He's just like the ability for that man to vamp was just unreal.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing too in the beginning of Aladdin, where it was the guy like pitching objects on the that was Robin Williams, and they told him nothing. They gave him I think 3 or 4 just like things in the studio to like hold.
Had a table of objects in the recording studio, and he was picking things up and describing them.
Yeah, the hidden part of Aladdin where it's the genie, but it's not supposed to be the genie, but you're all also like, that's 100% Robin Williams.
No, it's a good time. I think obviously I have notes to get to, but I think the biggest overarching theme, and I like that this film was very like it was not nuanced in the way that it told its story at all, because like everything now is all about like I don't know, I'm trying the best way to describe it. Like it tries to make it needs to be a black box. Like everything has to be like a little bit of a mystery. Like there's no mystery here. There's nothing. No. It's just the story is playing out as you'd expect, and all the characters are sort of caricatures of what you'd expect, right? But I really enjoyed. I think the through line for me with this film was the idea of an actual leader versus a person who wants to be a leader because of structure. And I think that's a really interesting thing that I've had to think a lot about doing the work I do. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's, it's like you operate in a world, there's people that are above you, but you can't, that's not how it works. That's not how it really works.
Right. Well, in military terms, it's very different because you're talking about Dickerson and the lieutenant. Yeah. So he's a sergeant major. Sergeant majors are people you, regardless of rank, want to listen to because they've done it, they've seen it, they've been through it all. But here's also a guy that was a special forces guy who also moved into being in charge of a radio.
Right.
And ultimately, I mean, your rank structure does have ultimate say. So lieutenant and would have ultimate say, but he's a butter bar. That guy has clearly no experience, so he's going to bow down to the sergeant major. But the general, on the other hand, is like, no, I don't care what you say. I appreciate your responsibility and your input, but no, what I say goes.
Right.
Yeah.
And although that was that was a big part of the movie, not the overall theme of the movie, which I'm curious what you guys thought the overall arcing theme of the movie was. What it was about.
So I find that an interesting thing to say. So you're telling me that I can get this correct or incorrect?
Mm-hmm.
Because in my world, in film school, that is an incorrect assertion. You cannot get that particular thing correct. You can say, what did the filmmakers say that they wanted?
Okay, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Which is fine. So if I did not presume that to be the actual moral of the story.
Right.
It was the one that I thought was the most interesting.
It was. Yeah.
Because I found that the movie, I've seen this kind of story being told before. I liked the way that this one did it. For sure. I think it was an interesting, fresh take on it.
The artist struggle against censorship and in a really shitty situation.
Right,
and
exactly.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's finding the keeping people compliant versus keeping people happy versus making sure people are informed. Like, all of that is very interesting, and watching someone who is really empathetic in an environment like war is
especially
compelling.
Vietnam.
Right.
Because Vietnam was a fucking mess.
And you nailed it right on the head, and that's what Adrian Cronauer, the real Adrian Cronauer, wrote the story about, was about his struggle to fight the censorship. Like, this is like, why I'm on radio, I'm supposed to be broadcasting news, I'm supposed to be telling these people what's going on, but the military, is telling me that I fucking can't because of reasons. And he's like, it's kind of bullshit, but at the same time, he has a job to do, but he also is very much like, I have to, it was that moment after the bombing at the restaurant where he's kind of mid breakdown, mid freak out because he saw this thing and they won't let him talk about it, and then because it didn't officially
he just pauses for a long second and gathers himself and has to be the performer character now. He has to be the fun guy that everyone's expecting him to be.
Right.
And he even just like went off the rails on that too. So I mean, good for him. But
no, it's the also the idea of watching him be like, try to be the guy that's, to your point, Megan, very like lighthearted, very keeps the morale up, but at the same time has to like ignore things he's seen. And like the empathy factor, and like empathy for like seeing like, and right away, like, first, of course, they make it all very like creepy at first, because of course he's chasing down the women because it's the military, and I guess that's just what we do when we go places. But he in the end, like, that's not what ended up happening, right? He ended up becoming friends with the boy and like learn, I mean, like, I liked the way that story veered.
Yeah, and he became a teacher,
right?
Like he became more of a community member than just the shitty GI boyfriend of which
never even happened,
right? Which thank God. That would
have made me upset.
I would have just tuned out if that had happened.
Right. No,
gross.
Yeah, I think it was an interesting, empathetic look into the environment at that stage.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, because and I don't know, Megan, you're probably in a similar boat, but I don't speak for you. Like, I generally just kind of go about,
jerk off motion.
Jerk off motion. I'm so sorry.
Gently gesticulating.
Heavily gesticulating, like a jerk off masturbation sign for like a lot of
more
like
shake weighting.
A little more shake weighting. For like military movies, it's not really my thing.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think that the characters were really likable and fun to see, and see the internal struggles that happen in a big machination like this, and all the bureaucracy, and then also seeing like, I also really like the way that they portrayed Vietnam. Mm-hmm. Like it wasn't like, because you see a lot of movies about Vietnam, it's very just like you're dropped in the jungle, Agent Orange, like it's all like completely
Napalm
uncivilized and craziness, blah. And you're like, no, it's like this is
they're
like
in the middle of a city.
Yeah, in the middle of like
there's people just tooting around on their little Vespas and going to get groceries and going to the market and living their lives.
You're not on the front lines. You're in the
right. Seeing how the larger system is operating, and understanding that this is a country, with people that live there. Like, I think that was pretty well done as well. Yeah. I'll start getting to my notes, and we can totally sidetrack as we hit stuff. A shocking number of my notes are just Robin Williams quotes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which I feel
How
like,
do you not?
Yeah.
Right.
We start the thing off and it's like, that dude has a lot of mouth noises. Like in the...
Oh, yeah.
It's like... I'm like,
Ah.
Yeah, I hate that.
What is that called? Misophonia?
Yeah, misophonia.
Misophonia.
It's also like dry mouth.
Right.
Like, drink some goddamn water.
Sir, have a
God
liquid IV.
damn.
I know it's hot down there, but my dude.
I had a
Drink
music
some
teacher
water.
that was like that. Choir teacher, actually.
It's the worst. The worst. I had one that was like that too in like 4th grade, but she also had like really bad coffee mouth. Anyway, it was a whole thing. I don't know if it was 4th grade. I don't remember when it was. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We already talked about this already. Literally, the Robin Williams-iest. Just like starting off with doing his thing.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even recognize Forrest Whitaker at first. Like, just fully just didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
I'm so used to him in like his Star Wars role.
And like
where he's like an old guy.
The old serious roles, like Last King of Scotland. And
right.
Yeah.
Very young.
Super young.
Forrest Whitaker.
He was delightful.
He was probably 20s, I think, when this was filmed.
What year was this?
87.
87.
That's right. Okay. Yeah. I feel like a fox in a chicken coop. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
And then what's his name? The guy that tries to go on while he's off air. What's that guy's name?
Dan Levitan. Dan the Man Levitan. He was after him. Or the lieutenant.
The lieutenant, I think.
Oh, Lieutenant Hawk.
Oh,
Hawk.
yeah,
Hawk. Lieutenant Hawk Tua. Sorry.
Also the baseball announcer in A League of Their Own.
Oh, interesting. That's on the list too.
Yeah.
He's a lot funnier in that, actually.
A League of Their Own?
What about it?
You haven't seen it?
No.
Why am I surprised, people?
Why are you acting surprised?
I swear to God, we had watched it together.
That's ever happened. We are on the podcast.
We are literally on the pod. I know.
Ian, watch a movie. Jesus.
God.
I'm trying. I'm watching them one episode at a time.
Gotta put it on your Letterboxd before you forget, because
is it not on there already?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, now
and if it is, it has to be, because that movie is goddamn delightful.
So I do love me A League of Their Own every once in a while. It's very It's very good. It's very just makes you feel good.
Yeah. It's upbeat. It's got Madonna and Rosie O'Donnell as BFFs
and it's
/ lesbian lovers,
right?
Probably
for a moment,
for a little bit
before she became involved in Kabbalah, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, it's one of those like just movies about history that just is mostly accurate, but at the same time, there's dramatized,
sure,
but also a lot of fun.
Yeah,
especially when Marla's up there singing
oh my God.
to her new boy that she met, and she's drunk as fuck.
Yeah, God, that's a good movie.
Yeah, it is good. It's got Tia Leone in it too.
Oh, there you go. What's on the list now?
She plays the first baseman on the Rockford not the Rockford Peaches, the other team. Anyways,
there you go.
Anyway,
all right. I was just saying about Hawk. It's another white guy getting into comedy. And then actually some of these lines are from between the military guys too, where it's like, that is humor. I recognize that. Which I might start.
That is humor. I recognize that. It's very robotic.
It is.
It's very
so funny.
It's very Sergeant Major-ish of a special forces unit sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Not a lot of room for levity.
Right. Yeah. It's very early, and I might have to hurt you.
Yeah. Same though. I'm not a morning person. If I'm waking up before 6 a.m., it's either for a really good reason or a really bad reason.
I get up at 5:30 every day that I work, and
I can't.
I've often gone to work and said, it's very early, I might have to hurt you, and people don't get that line.
Well,
why are you so crabby? I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Because
watch a movie.
Early and I hate you.
I haven't had my coffee yet.
Oh my God, are those actually two different dudes?
Yeah.
That was surprising.
Yes, they are twins, Dan and Don.
Dan and Don.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
They play in Terminator 2, he's the cop with he's at the coffee thing. He's like, oh, look, I got a full house or some shit because it's a poker coffee cup. And then the T-1000 appears behind him from a puddle in the ground.
Right.
And they use the twins because great way to film it cheaply without using special effects.
No, absolutely.
And then he kills the other one, and then life goes on.
Oh, there you go.
You're welcome.
Nice.
No, it's good. It's good. Oh my God, modern music. The Beach Boys.
Not modern
James
music.
Brown, my God. Heavens to Murgatroyd. What have they done?
Heavens to Betsy. Oh my.
There's only one song in that entire soundtrack that actually wasn't around during 1965.
Huh.
There was one that wasn't around.
There is one.
Which
and
one
it's
is
the
it?
one that's the very
Mulligan.
Juxtaposition.
Thank you.
Juxtapose.
With the stuff exploding.
Louis Armstrong. That's a
What a Wonderful
1968, 69 song.
Oh, good to know.
Actually, was not around during that era, of
Interesting.
1965, when the film takes place.
Interesting.
Anyways,
my note was literally, they just put Robin Williams in a room, didn't they? And
Pretty
that is
much.
exactly what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Crotch pot cooking.
Crotch pot cooking.
damn hot. A little hot.
It's hot. It's real hot. It's hot. Damn hot.
Do a little crotch pot cooking. All those little
man.
guys in orange robes bursting with flames.
Yeah.
That hot. Roosevelt T. Roosevelt.
Roosevelt T. Roosevelt.
Amazing. There's a water buffalo jackknifed on the Ho Chi Minh Trail. There's some great lines.
The
like
traffic report in Vietnam. And I love how to do the helicopter, you just pop it on his chest. I'm going to throw out a little napalm, have a little barbecue.
I wish you people would salute me. It's like that's another exact like thing where it's just like this is a man that desperately wants recognition and wants to be a leader, but he doesn't have anything to
his
do
charisma
that.
score is like a 6.
Yeah. His charisma is best described as a man in the room.
Yeah.
You're stereotypical butter bar man in the military. They just come in, they think you should respect me because I'm a lieutenant. Go fuck yourself, lieutenant.
Yeah.
It's
respectfully, sir.
Sir, go fuck yourself.
I can't with
I would.
I'm sorry.
No,
men.
I would not.
Like
do well
just
in
men in
military.
general.
Well, that's
you people.
understandable. I'm not saying you're wrong.
No, I know.
But like, we're right here.
I know you guys are. You guys are men, but
Thanks. Appreciate that.
But just like
recognition.
it's like there were, I don't know, at least 2 of them in this movie where I was just like, just a fucking mediocre white man in the military thinking he can just fucking throw his weight around and people need to respect him and just like fuck you. Like you have like
for example, like the general.
Yeah.
Like he was great.
Yeah.
He was like it's a man that like this is a guy who got to the rank that he's at because he's a leader.
Yeah.
Correct.
And he knows how to see the bigger picture. He knows how to deal with people and he's just like, y'all need to fucking quit.
And he doesn't take everything so seriously.
Right.
Like he's not like the sergeant major who is just taking it way too seriously.
Right.
Like I understand you're here for a job to do, you have a job to do, you have a mission here. But is this one guy on the radio really where you need to be spending all of your time and all of your energy going after?
Yeah.
Even so far as to like try to get him murdered?
I think that
fucking chill, dude.
My assumption my assumption based on, the way the movie kind of played it out is it was like a threat. He was a threat because this guy has natural charisma. People immediately like him, and they are fearful for their own position.
Right.
Whether they think about it consciously or not. That's kind of what it boils down to.
Because he was an airman.
Right.
Yeah.
And they were army.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not like he could just like hop over to the army and soar up the ranks and outplace you, but like I don't get it.
No, but it's like I think to a certain degree it's a dude thing, right?
Yeah, and there's
this element of like I need to be
in control.
Yeah, like I need to be like I can't there can't be another guy that's like able that especially one that's like reporting up through me who has the ability to control a room way better than I do just because people naturally like them. That's an incredible leadership skill, and if you don't have it, people have different ways of coping with it. Some people try to establish a good rapport with that person, and that way they still have some sense of control, or
like I may not be
like emotional intelligence,
or I may not be the guy, but I'm friends with the guy.
and I learned some stuff,
from the guy,
whatever.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. This fucking patriarchal bullshit needs to end. It just needs to stop.
Right, but also like forcing him forcing him on to the radio again after he just was a part of something that was tragic, instead
and
of
traumatic.
being like, instead of being, hey, take the day off.
You need a minute.
Let's give you a minute. Let's you deal with this.
Or
we'll cover you.
Yeah.
We'll do. You're going to do better. You're going to be more compliant with our situation that we want. If you're not going on to this situation, totally. Yeah. No, it's they were bad. They were bad leaders.
Yeah.
No
absolutely,
doubt.
100%.
Yeah. No, very interesting. Yes, Perry Como, so inspiring. It is crazy to me that they would like in the military of like the modern era that I'm familiar with. It's a very like you would expect everyone to have, and I'm thinking of like I'm trying to think of the movie that. Okay, what's the one where they're bomb specialists?
Bomb specialists?
Bomb defusal specialists.
Oh, Hurt Locker.
Hurt Locker. Yeah, thank you.
Jeremy Renner.
That's like a modern, like one that I can think of, right?
Yeah.
And like it comes off as modern-ish, right? The modern version of the military that I imagine today.
And like the version of the military that you and I grew up with seeing on the news.
On the news, right?
Because it's Iraq
and Afghanistan. Yeah. So they like. Yeah, everyone it was all modern contemporary music and like all modern, like they weren't, the military was controlling a lot of things, but they weren't controlling their media consumption.
Correct.
So, I think that it's just so interesting to go back to like this weird, I think maybe that's part of the thing I found interesting. I mean, it's an interesting thing about the Vietnam era in general is it's sort of that it's a kind of a transitionary period in the way that the U.S. military operated. And I feel like this is definitely like sort of a inflection point for that.
Well, Vietnam was the reason a lot of shit it's the end of the Hays Code. It's the end of the squeaky clean facade that America was putting on for since
and that's
before the war.
And I think that's a lot of what the film subtly addresses is that you think of all the things that were going on and people are like, oh, these hippies that are protesting the war. Well, it's because they weren't informed because America was lying to them about trying to say that all these good things were happening in Vietnam when in fact they were not. And in fact, American troops in Vietnam weren't always doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that, like, I'm not trying to poo-poo on the military. I'm just saying, boys will be, I hate to say boys will be boys, but being in an environment that had, where you don't, there's a psychological aspect where, you're in the jungle and you literally don't know who the enemy is. And you're going through these villages and you don't know, are they friendly? Are they not? So you get this paranoia that they're all enemies until they're not, and but then you're doing that and you were saying to America, oh no, America, the message to America was, no, they're doing great things, when in fact the war was, why are we even fighting this war to begin with, so on and so forth. But then, like we were saying, that like this is kind of that point where that image of the fighting troops and the message that America is getting versus what is really happening. This is kind of that turning point where we're getting the message from troops that are coming back that it's not
that it's terrible and it's awful and and there was more. I mean, the news would broadcast a lot of footage from Vietnam. In that period of time, and that's all under the undercurrent of people starting to kind of question, like, so why, like, what are we getting out of this, right? Like, so you got this mixture of these and it was the first time that we had soldiers coming back who were not immediately seen as heroes too, and that's fucking hard. That's awful.
I have a memory. I'm not going to share who I was with and where it was because I don't know how sensitive it is, but. Essentially, I was at an event where I did video, and what had happened was it was the traveling version of the World War II memorial. With that?
Yep,
so it came to where I was in Redacted City, and I was doing video
in a place,
and it came, and but it was put on. It was like funded by like the Vietnam Vets Association area of that region.
Interesting.
And then they brought in the last couple of World War II people that were there. It was really really pretty amazing.
It would have been awesome.
But they brought in the team that does this, right? And so this Veterans Association does all of this. They brought in the people for the World War II Traveling Museum, and they treated the Vietnam vets like shit.
Yeah. Really?
It made it like my friend I was with and I were like, what the fuck? And one of the guy that invited him and me to do this was a Vietnam vet, and he was one that put it on together, and he was just like pissed. And so like that shit doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Like I have a lot of empathy for the what those guys like, I just can't can't imagine.
Especially since most of them were draft picks.
Right.
Most of them didn't want to be there.
Yep.
Most of them were undertrained because they didn't want to be there.
In a fairly unwinnable war with what we had. I mean, there was to your point, like there's no one knew who the enemy was, and it was a new type of warfare that we were not familiar with.
Guerrilla warfare.
Yeah. So
jungle warfare
go ahead.
No, it was just jungle warfare that we'd really only experienced in like part of World War II, but even then it wasn't that.
It
was not even close to.
Korea sort of.
Korea with a little bit.
But I mean, you also have to remember. I mean, think about all the things that happened in history. I mean, 1965, when this film takes place, you're 20 years removed from the end of World War II, so that's still fresh, America, rah, rah, rah. And then in between, they have the Korean War, which is the forgotten war, because people are like, oh, Korea, what happened? Nobody knows what happened in Korea.
What the fuck happened in Korea? That was when North and South Korea.
I got that part. Yeah, I got
That's
that
all
part.
I know.
But yeah, me too.
And then you move into the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you're just like, what the fuck?
Wow.
And America's kind of like, what the fuck? And kind of like, you think of all those things, and so you get the America rah 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 from World War II. We won. We had a point in fighting these wars, and all of a sudden we're in these two wars that you just go, why?
But why?
Right.
And America started questioning that, and the government was like, why are you questioning what we're doing?
Yeah.
Right.
You didn't do that during World War II.
It's because there were very clear objectives in World War II.
Correct. And so you have that those soldiers, coming back that are yay, and then all of a sudden these other soldiers are coming back, and it's guilt, quote unquote guilt by association when you hear the bad stories and the baby killing stories and that I would say was a very, very tiny percentage of what happened over there, but everybody that was involved gets looped into that you're a baby killer because we heard a story, and it's like, well, they'd be like, I wasn't even there. I was in a town.
Yeah.
And thankfully, that's all gotten better. I'm sorry.
It's all gone away.
Misinformation is gone. No.
Yeah, no.
But no, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's see. Oh,
back to Good Morning Vietnam.
Anyway,
Vietnam. That's all relevant though. That was actually relevant.
It was very relevant.
We're smart.
We're smart. Formaldehyde added for flavor. Just a little bit of formaldehyde.
Just a little.
Yeah, it's good.
That character was
something else. Jimmy Wah.
Something else.
I don't know.
If you help me get a photo of that guy's ankles, I will give you my bar.
I don't know. I didn't.
Jimmy,
I didn't.
I don't think it'd be that hard.
Right.
You could just say, hey, I don't know.
Yeah.
He'd probably of anybody's ankles. Yeah.
He'd probably beat him up for, being a FAG.
Yep.
Because Americans.
Yeah.
Assholes.
Yeah. Classic.
Like, yeah.
Oh, great. Now we're chasing women around again.
Yeah.
I'm like, but these old cars and stuff are great.
Yeah. The set
design was great. My life passed before my eyes. It wasn't even that interesting to me. That's a good line. There are, to your point, because you say you've been quoting it your whole life. This is tons of one-liners. Like the one-liners are just so dense.
I mean, that's Robin Williams.
Right. I'm like, oh, her brother's kind of a real one, which turned out to be like
he's
true
like
in all sorts of ways.
Real one.
Yeah.
He gets it. He gets what's going on.
Yeah, he sees through shit.
I mean, it's skipping ahead a little bit when he's at the end and screaming directly into the camera at the audience. Like, you don't see us as human. You just see us as these weak little Vietnamese.
Right.
Oof.
It was a good delivery.
It's a really good delivery for that.
Yeah, his only film.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's, it was good. It was very good.
Right.
Do you know do they shoot on location?
No, they filmed in Thailand.
Filmed in Thailand.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Probably Vietnam government doesn't
super wanted to. Yeah, right.
They're just like
we're kind of like not interested in having like a bunch of like people dressed up as PIs.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Let's
valid.
Yeah, it was filmed in Thailand.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. What is the what is the relationship to like for an American going to Vietnam today?
I think today it's not as bad.
Okay.
I mean, you're not going to run in. I mean, I don't think you're going to run into a lot of haters. I think it's.
I think you're just a tourist.
Right. I think it's still like if you go into North Vietnam, it's not as great. But if you stay in the South, you're fine because the South was who we were fighting for. But the North eventually ended up winning.
Right. Because the Northern government is the government of the country.
Correct.
Yeah.
So there's no restriction on being an American getting a visa now.
No.
Oh, interesting. That's so wild. Isn't that weird? How like you can like
didn't Chad go to Vietnam?
I thought he was in Thailand.
Or maybe Thailand.
I think he was in maybe
both.
Oh, he might have crossed into Vietnam. We'll have to ask him.
I don't know.
Thailand loves Americans coming in.
Yeah, they fucking love us.
Yeah. No, he definitely went to Thailand. I don't remember if he went to Vietnam or not. He might have crossed over there at some point. Yeah.
I think he did just go to Thailand.
Yeah, I think so too. He's been there twice, actually. Yeah. Yeah, super interesting. It's just Southeast Asia is interesting. Just a lot of stuff there. But yeah. Let's see. Featuring cocktails.
Featuring cocktails.
Yeah.
And then
Same
and
sign.
Getting ahead of ourselves. What a trade, Jimmy.
What a trade.
I'll give you the bar. It's
I'll
like
give you
Jimmy
my
what?
bar.
Also, like Jimmy Wah had like, I'm like, my dude, did you go to the like? How much Botox is in your face?
So
Well,
like
that time none, but
Was Botox not a thing then?
no. That was 80s.
pure 100% natural.
80s or 90s?
Early 90s, I think.
Maybe.
Was it? Hold on.
I don't know.
I'm looking.
But no, he just held his face. You know how your mom always said, don't make that face, it'll get stuck that way? I think that's what happened with Jimmy Wah. I think that's what happened. He just like had the Joker smile his whole life, and then it just got stuck. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to go into the restaurant biz.
Well, excellent directing on that part to have that.
Right.
To have that character always kind of in that kind of smiley mood.
Mm-hmm.
He's Hong Kong, land of the shiny green jacket.
Yeah,
right.
he's playing host.
Right.
He's what's the
overacting the host role?
Well, yeah, he's overact, but there's a like I don't know. It feels a little tropey.
Yeah,
but not in a bad way. But like the guy who's gonna take all the Americans' money while they're there.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah.
Like honest, like go for it.
Go for it, bud. Yeah.
But like I feel like there's always that one character in movies kind of like this where it's like
I'm thinking about Archer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like the host and he'll get you whatever you want
gregarious to the people. Yeah. The occupying forces guy. Yeah.
Because they'll give him a lot of money.
Yeah. 100%.
Became very popular.
Yeah.
By the way, I did look it up. Botox was first used for cosmetic purposes in 1987.
Oh, wow.
So, and then
same year as this movie.
Same year as this movie. The other weird thing about it is, it did get used. Botulinum toxin was used in World War II for some chemical stuff.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah, I believe it.
Chemical warfare.
Well, yeah, there's
just a little.
There's no worse way to
violate
die.
the Geneva Convention later.
The Geneva Convention didn't exist during World War II.
I thought the Geneva Convention was after World War One.
Kind of. Yeah.
No, I thought it was after World War II.
Hold on.
Because of all the shit that went down in World War II.
Yeah. I
feel like
Geneva
was
kind of
45.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was
46?
49.
Oh, 49.
I was under the impression that I really thought that it was World War One that was like where the chemical warfare was really bad.
Oh, it absolutely.
Oh yeah,
no. Treaty of Versailles.
I think that.
That was and then World War II happened, and it was less chemical warfare, but still some chemical warfare.
Still some, but not as
World
bad.
War One.
World War One was awful.
I mean, they're not using, chlorine gas.
Mustard gas and chlorine.
Jesus, that's so scary.
Because one of them destroys you from the outside in.
The other one destroys
the
you
other
from
one
the
destroys
inside
you
out.
from the inside out.
I think they were still using mustard gas in World War.
I think mustard.
A little bit in World War II they were. Yeah. Because then there were the neurotoxins that just like you just stopped breathing.
Yeah, you just
right. And then the Americans had Agent Orange, and they dropped that in the jungles of Vietnam.
Right.
So good stuff, good times.
Which wasn't supposed to kill people, but it kind of did. Yeah.
And that became a plot point in Stranger Things as to why Hopper's daughter died.
Spoilers.
So you're never gonna watch it.
I know. Shit. I had
Agent
something.
Orange.
Agent Orange.
Stranger Things.
Oh, weird Disney tangent with Agent Orange.
Love it.
So they hear me out.
Bring it on.
Hear me out. So early on, in Disneyland, the ride, they had a ride called Journey to Inner Space, and it was like a slow-moving dark ride where you like continually shrunk down to the size of an atom.
So kind of like the movie. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, yep. Journey through Inner Space, and you did anyway. So it was sponsored by Monsanto.
Oof.
In like the 50s, right? And it was a super popular attraction. It was one of the few rides at Disney that was free at the time,
right?
Because it was sponsored. And there was the Hall of Fashion. They had all this like new, nylon's a thing now. All this new, modern medicine, free enterprise will save us, like that kind of energy, right?
Right.
Very
Classic
1950s.
Disney. Oh yeah, Disney 50s exceptionalism.
Yeah.
Growth and boomtown stuff. They had a Monsanto a Monsanto House of the Future that was like 75% made of plastic. Like crazy stuff.
Ew.
But
I mean, aren't they? But anyway.
Right. So they lost the sponsorship. Disney and Monsanto lost the sponsorship in like 70 or something because of Agent Orange.
Because Monsanto
was one of the main
manufacturing
came to light, and Disney goes,
could you not?
We're not doing that.
Could you not? Could you possibly not?
Oh God. So anyway, side random side.
And then Monsanto was like, we're gonna keep doing it. And Disney was like, okay, then
we're
fuck
done.
off.
Bye. And then they ended up replacing the ride with something. Oh, they replaced it with Star Tours.
Worth it.
Who won in the end, right?
Worth it.
Dr. Feintush is
Heimlich.
Overall that whole
Dr. Heimlich Feintush.
That whole conversation was deeply like, oh boy, when are we walking into the next thing that's going to be really
I'm like, oh
uncomfortable?
God.
But Dr. Feintush was phenomenal.
I feel like Dr. Heimlich Feintush is like a slang term for a rim job.
Then the old Heimlich Feintush.
I gave her the old Heimlich Feintush, if you know what I mean.
Oh, that's why she keeps you around.
Or anal sex, because if you're doing the Heimlich, you're pushing.
Oh yeah. Either one.
Either way,
you're thrusting.
It all works.
Into the Feintush.
Choking,
anyways,
something.
Right.
Anyway, there's something there.
Where are we going? Where are we going with this?
Anyway, don't kill the bar, Ted.
Don't kill the bar, Ted.
Definitely overarching theme of earned leadership versus forced leadership. Yeah. Soundtrack is banging. That's the only line I had for that.
Soundtrack
It was a great soundtrack.
Really great.
I did enjoy like the montages of different things that are happening when he's playing music, whether it's the soldiers out doing stuff and whatever, or when they got to you mentioned it before, the Louis Armstrong bit with the like you're watching the dichotomy of
that was
both.
rough.
Yeah, that was really intense.
Which obviously meant to be, but
right,
you know.
Right. No, very well done. Yeah. Very well put together.
It felt kind of Full Metal Jacket-y.
It's a very, and I always
But I mean, it's the same era, so.
Right, and I always think about this movie as kind of being a Robin Williams Full Metal Jacket movie because the beginning is very, very full of great one-liners, funny, hilarious, and then you remember that you're in Vietnam.
Yeah, and then
you have the whole
comes
part
in
of Vietnam. Yeah. Although this has a much happier ending than Full Metal Jacket does.
Yeah.
You get 2 points, Megan. You've recommended, or I don't know. Maybe who do we give?
Nick got the
League of Their Own. Okay, so you got a point for that, and Megan, you get a point for Full Metal Jacket, which I've never seen.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
You're acting surprised?
I'm.
So we get points for naming movies you haven't seen
during a if it comes up in conversation, we'll do like it's sporadic. It's very much whose lines anyway. There's no real rules.
All right, fair enough.
But it's
the points are made up.
Yeah, rules don't matter. The points are made up.
Rules don't matter.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Whose line is it anyways? Rules.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Precisely.
Copy that.
I'm waiting to die. What is that from? I don't remember.
That was the Vietnamese man in the language class.
They're stabbing you repeatedly. I'm
waiting to die.
Like, bro, same.
Big millennial energy from this old Vietnamese man.
Amazing. I love that he goes to have his date, and it's just like the chaperones are there. The whole family. I loved that. That's funny.
Very traditional in Vietnamese culture. Yeah.
He's like, we gonna do a movie? Attention, shoppers!
Yeah,
so
they were all shopping now.
I love a good slow spinning wall fan with shafts of light coming through it. Like it was like in whatever room they were in. I'm just like, when is this useful?
The movie theater.
Yeah, movie theater. There we go. Yeah, it was just like
the
shaft, like
hot as fuck.
I know, but the fan was moving like this fast. It was like really slow. It just looked like it was there for decoration. Is all I'm saying.
You know, it might have been.
Probably too loud if it was going full blast.
That's exactly what I'm wondering. It was like to give you the idea of a fan.
Beach blanket bingo. Which, again, was like, I don't know, very Hays Code, very...
Sure.
Isn't everything awesome?
Yeah. Very Barbie-esque.
Yeah. Amazing. Vatican releases bath products. Pope on a rope. I do like Pope on a rope.
What a Pope on the rope.
That's amazing.
They actually sell those.
I know.
Do they? Oh,
yeah.
Great. Especially we have Papa Americano now, so.
So it smells like Malort.
It smells like Malort.
It smells like Malort and deep dish pizza.
Deep dish pizza.
Perfect.
Sold.
Now I want deep dish pizza.
Dude, right?
I've been watching. I've been
right now.
rewatching ER, and there's
that was in Chicago.
Yeah, it's set in Chicago, and sometimes I'll have deep dish pizza, and I'm like, God damn it.
The helicopter pad scenes were shot on the roof of the building I lived in for a year.
Oh,
really? Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. So did you go up there and watch them film it?
We weren't allowed up there.
No.
I mean,
and also,
ER was off the air for like
I don't know
7 years by the time you went to college.
Hey, when did ER get off the air?
07?
Oh, that was a lot more than 7 years, my dude.
No,
it was.
It was not 07.
20.
I don't even think it made it into the 2000s.
It did.
Oh, 2009. It was
2009.
Wow.
Boom.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it went way longer than it should have.
Holy shit. That went from
like The Rookie.
That went from 94 to holy shit.
It was one of the longest running shows on television.
One of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
How
NYPD Blue went 12 seasons.
Yeah.
How long was Noah Wiley on it then?
The entire time.
The whole time.
Really? Oh, okay.
The whole time.
Bro can only do one kind of role.
And also watching, total tangent, watching ER and then watching The Pit.
Yeah.
It's very much, especially the first season, is very much like, oh, if they had gotten the rights to make this.
That's what it was supposed to be,
following Dr. John Carter from ER, 15, 20 years later.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be, but they couldn't get the rights, so they changed names
sued anyway,
and
but
whatever. I'm like, oh, this would definitely be, because like Dr. Carter has, he has an addiction to painkillers at one point.
Yeah.
He's, it just fucking lines up a lot.
Well, that's very intentional.
It's intentional, and it doesn't stop the problems from being real,
No, it does not.
Like
they're soft, they're shallow, and they serve no purpose.
I wonder what Nixon was actually talking about.
His balls.
Other than his balls.
That's a good question.
His wife's tits.
I loved that whole bit of intercutting together. I'm like,
oh my god!
It's like,
I knew he was gonna do shit like that.
Like
he was gonna
forced to get editing.
Yeah,
right.
Instead of going to eat.
Yeah, which
that's great.
Again, toxic work environment.
Truly
giving it to the man.
I love that the general is just like, whatever. Like that man.
I would also be like, oh, I'm sorry. I was just. My blood sugar was so low, I didn't really know what I was doing. I'm sorry. I'm just.
Well, and yeah.
I'm just a person. I'm just a weak little girl.
Oh, Jesus.
The VP is such a VIP.
Right.
Shouldn't the PC be under the QT?
He's a terrible person, but I also consider him a close friend.
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy an apple from them.
Wouldn't buy an apple. That's right.
Wouldn't buy an apple from him, but I consider him a close personal friend.
Shrimp Fingers was great.
I loved Shrimp Fingers.
Fingers was really funny.
Martha and the Shrimp Dellas.
No, it was the Diana Ross and the Shrimpremes.
Shrimpremes, that's right.
Shrimpremes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, because he was making them sing.
Yeah.
Martha and the Vandellas was in the song earlier.
Okay. The stuff he wrote is not funny. It's sad.
It is sad.
You're not funny. Ask anybody.
Ask anybody. It was so funny. They were trying so hard to like be his friend and be like, please don't. Please don't do this.
As a friend,
yeah,
no.
as a friend though. Please don't do this.
Please don't. Stop. Step away. Put it down. Put it down.
Man. Oh, to be a kid chasing a chicken around.
Right?
A few times. Just like, there's just kids chasing chickens around.
Naked children, chasing chickens around.
What a time.
It's hot there. I get it.
I get it.
There's not much to do. There's no TV. They don't have video games.
Right. That's as good as polka as you'll ever hear.
Believe I'm owed an apology.
That's not a very high bar, my friend.
I mean, he was talking about the silent masses. I'm like, oh boy. That the idea of like that was a great line where he was just like, we keep hearing the vocal minority, but the majority agrees with me. I know they do.
That's such a man thing. I'm sorry, it is. The silent majority does not exist. Shut the fuck up.
Newark After Dark.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. There's prophylactic everywhere.
He just blows up a condom.
I can't believe they were just gonna have him killed. Like that's such a wild thing to like be like, oh, we need to get him there. Oh, and there's no
safe way to get him there.
Okay, perfect.
He can only go onto this dangerous road that's being taken over by the enemy. Huh.
And I love that the general clocked that in the end.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, you're insane. Like, no, we're not doing that.
Like, you're going to Guam.
You're mean. You're going to Guam.
Fuck you. You're going to Guam.
The Citron. I love that Citron. That was cool. Hello, sailor. Looking up at the helicopter.
Did you see he kind of did the
he did.
It happened one night thing?
It's so funny.
Yeah, he lifted his leg. Yeah.
Amazing. Hygiene in the Heat is definitely a show they should play at Disney.
Should play that at
Convergence.
Here's something we should recommend.
Hygiene in the Heat.
Hygiene in the Heat. He's in more dire need of a blowjob than any white man in history.
I got to start using that.
Right?
We're
Oh
in
my god.
the most dire need of a blowjob.
I'm gonna give you the old chuck on the shoulder. Oh man.
That's a dumb thing to do,
That's
right?
a dumb thing to do, right? God.
Just hug.
Just hug already.
Just
no,
hug.
I can't do that. It's the military.
It's the military, and we're both men.
Right. Sitting 5 feet apart because they're not gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all my notes. I enjoyed this. It's definitely, and I don't mean to sound like a dick, it is of a time.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So it's sort of it's both set in a time and it's also made in a time.
Yeah.
And so there's some stuff that I'm like, that seems unnecessary. But in the end, like I feel like it was handled pretty well.
Yeah.
Whereas at the beginning, I'm like, how much of this do I have to deal with? But then it like the story itself started to like establish, and I was like, you know what? No, I like this. This is fun.
Yeah.
So I quite liked it. The way this works for ratings is we do we have a 4-part rating system, and they're all out of 5. So the different ratings are production and design, performances, story, and cultural impact. The first 3 are pretty self-explanatory. Everything that's not the script and the actual acting are under production and design. So that's like editing, set design, sound, everything.
Right.
And then cultural impact is sort of our wild card because it's kind of where we set the discussion of like larger impacts on society that we deal with today. Right. So let's go ahead and start. We usually just run through them in order. So like production and design, 0 out of 5 or 0 to 5. I thought it was really good visually.
Yeah.
I think that I I mean, I guess it was. I don't like Fades to Black. But there was only the one
break.
Yeah, there was only the one that was pretty short, so I'm fine with that. I didn't like the or I did like basically all the other editing. I think it was pretty good. Visually it looked like an 80s movie, like you could tell, like you could see the film grain and stuff. Like I liked that. It was nice. Visually, like the location felt really good. Like you said, it was Thailand, right?
Correct.
Yep, that was pretty good. I would be willing to give that like a 4.5. Would probably be where I would be for that. I think it was just really well assembled. Does that? Yeah,
I would agree. I would say about a 4.5. I mean, you felt like you were in Vietnam. It looks like you're in Vietnam,
right?
They very much gave the impression it was fucking hot there. They're always sweating,
right.
So the continuity with that was good.
Yeah,
there's fans in every room,
right?
He mentions air conditioning once, but I'm like, I think he meant that jokingly because there was no air conditioning.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think air conditioning was really a thing.
It wasn't really a thing.
Let me see.
Until I mean, in the States, sure.
Yeah, but not out there. Not in
Vietnam.
Probably not.
Not in a building that they took over to make into a radio station.
Yeah.
Right. So I like that. I also like that people were visibly sweaty. And I do feel like if they shot it in Thailand, they probably just were sweaty.
They probably were.
Plus, they have like lights and shit.
That's not like spray that they put on. They're fucking sweating.
They come by that shit, honestly. Yeah. So that was pretty cool.
It's not like today where everyone has to be stellarly hot.
Right.
All the time.
No, we need people to look a little glistening.
They're not sexily sweaty. They're just sweaty.
Bring glistening back.
Bring back the glisten.
So costumes were good. Everything felt. I mean, to be fair, it's very. When you have that kind of source material, like we knew exactly what everyone was going to be wearing.
Yeah.
But it was well put together. I felt. And from your perspective, did it feel accurate?
Yeah. Yes. With maybe the exception when he was on the flight and not in uniform, because he probably would have been. But I mean, that's part of the character development, part of showing you who the character is early. So the funny thing is with this film, they actually cut in the trailer. If you watch the trailer, Robin Williams is actually in his uniform, but they cut those specifically for the trailer.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And obviously when he's in the radio, and we watch him in the movies in that white kind of radio broadcast shirt.
Yeah.
I think everything was pretty accurate. I mean, obviously with military stuff, it goes. You have to be off at some point because you can't. I think this may or may not have been before that rule was established, but I feel it was around that time. But anyways, it felt 100% like everybody was accurate. They don't feel anything was off or.
So is there a rule now that things can't be exactly correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Police uniforms, military uniforms, unless you have specifically written permission or you are specifically representing somebody from history. So take Band of Brothers, for instance.
Oh, okay.
You're representing people in history and you have photos and blah, blah, blah. So you try to be as accurate as you can,
right? Okay.
Replicating their uniforms versus...
But like Top Gun Maverick didn't have super accurate uniforms.
I mean,
or as close as they could get without.
Correct. And usually it's small things like the best show I can think of is Major Dad. If anybody ever watched that or even remembers it.
No.
But their braids were on their unit braids were on the wrong side.
Okay.
Because their unit cords were on the wrong side.
Sure.
Because they have that rule. Or it's like ribbons are not quite what they should be, or they're slightly altered.
Yeah.
With
They're
police
wearing
departments
capris instead of long pants.
With like police departments,
little things like
badges or patches are different.
Yeah.
New York and LA are very, very conscious about that because you have to get this very specific permission from them to be accurate.
Sure.
So it's little things usually.
England has that rule about their money.
Probably.
You can't show British money
currency
which is why there's in the British Museum there's a British £10 note with David Tennant's face on it.
Right. And as we all know, there's film money, phony
there's
money.
Funny money. There's that's sort of like at I'm gonna do it again. I swear this is my last Disney reference for the day. And both of the main streets, they've got all of those flags going down. The only real one is the one on the flagpole up front. The rest of them all have either the incorrect number of stripes, the incorrect number of stars, because they don't want to have to deal with them. So, like, there are rules.
Like world flags?
No, U.S. flags. There's a bunch of them, but only one of them is a real American flag because they don't want to have to maintain them the same way. So the second it's
there
a real
rules.
Real U.S. flag, you have to like can't touch the ground, has to go down at night, whatever. So they only have the one to do that with
constantly.
Right. So the ones that are above the,
they're just like they're close enough.
Yeah, and
we can leave those out if it rains.
They're in with like where there's like show scene stuff and whatever. Like they're not going to touch those. So they
I was going to say about the fake movie money, which they use all over the place, unless you're Robert De Niro in Casino, which he didn't like the feel of it. So all the money that he is touching in Casino is real money that out of his own pocket, out of his own bank account.
He had to hit the ATM before going to work.
Oh my God.
He just didn't like the feel of it. He's like, I don't like the feel of it. I want real money.
And I'm Robert De Niro, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Fuck you all.
Who's going to stop me?
Yeah, literally. Interesting.
Is Casino on my... Hold on.
I think it is.
Looking. It is not.
Isn't it?
No.
Well.
You get another point.
Woohoo.
Nice.
Wild. Yeah. Okay. All right. Story. I mean, it's not groundbreaking as a script. I think that, like we've been saying the whole time, like there's some amazing one-liners.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would consider the overall like actual screenplay to be anything super special, because the most notable parts are like their fun little banter and the way that they deliver it with each other, and then just Robin Williams' ad-libbing, which they had nothing to do with in sort of the script.
I'd go with a 3.5 for story.
I think I could get behind that. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, I think so too. Especially so a little behind the scenes about this film. Disney was very apprehensive to actually cast Robin Williams because he wasn't an A-lister yet.
Yep.
He was dealing with drugs and alcohol.
Right.
He was still just kind of like Mork from Mork and Mindy, who'd done commercials, and
so they apprehensive. He wasn't an A-lister. He wasn't. The script wasn't. Like you said, it was kind of like, the story's good.
Right. Okay.
And obviously they didn't see it with the ad libs and all that other stuff.
Right.
And then they do the movie, and it became a huge hit, and literally this is the movie that put Robin Williams on that A-list.
Yeah.
This was his breakout.
Well,
not breakout, but his move to the A-list.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So I mean, you think about the movies he did prior to this. He did what? Fucking Popeye. Was doing Mork for Mork or Mork and Mindy. I forget what else he might have done before this, but yeah, he didn't do a lot. I mean, he was known, but not an A-lister.
He was like a fuck. I was trying to think of a modern equivalent.
And the parts of the story. So so what I was saying before in the intro, 40% of this film, according to the actual Adrian Cronauer, is accurate. And the accurate parts are, yes, he did radio broadcast. Yes, he taught English class. Yes, he was honorably discharged, but not because of any disciplinary reason, because his contract was up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he goes, everything else made up. So all of the characters, none of these characters actually existed. None of these events actually happened. And that whole Good Morning Vietnam, he's like, that is accurate as well, but not the way that Robin Williams did it. So at the beginning, when Robin Williams first sits down, you see him kind of scrambling with records and dialing knobs in and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Adrian Cronauer was like, that's when you would do the good, and you're holding your breath for that good morning, and that's when you're fiddle fucking with everything.
Oh, okay.
It was like you're getting situated moment.
You're getting situated, so that's where that whole good
You're sitting there like, it's vamping.
Yeah, he's vamping essentially until he's ready to go.
Got it. Okay.
So he actually did that. Funny side note, again with history, another famous person followed Adrian Cronauer.
Yes, he did.
Patrick Sajak.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Wheel of
After
Fortune.
it was after he had left the service, but then Patrick Sajak came in and did a small stint on that same radio show. And if you listen to the original, if you can still listen to it, you can find it. Adrian Cronauer was not Robin Williams.
Turns out
was not, didn't do any of those funny ad libs, didn't do anything like that.
Right.
Everybody loved him though. Everybody loved his show. That is true. So from that perspective, and considering everything, like you said, I don't think the story was anything super special. I don't think it was anything, groundbreaking.
Right.
Or like, oh my God, this was such great storytelling.
Right.
So yeah, I can get behind the 3.5.
Okay. All right. Performances.
I'm gonna. Overall, considering what we just talked about, I think I'll give it a solid 4.
Yeah.
I think
4 is good.
Forrest Whitaker was this great kind of side.
Yeah.
He's great.
Couldn't understand if the car was running to fucking not turn the gas.
Every damn time.
That's a great character hook though. A thing that makes them unique.
And really how the rest of the radio broadcast team supported Robin Williams' character by being sort of funny, not really funny, kind of boring. They showed a different aspect when they brought in the chaplain. JT Walsh is the sergeant major, and every time he's yelling at somebody, he did not fucking blink. I thought was great, and just and then the boring lieutenant with his attaché that was like, especially like when he wanted to leave the room and he's like, are you looking for me to say something? What? I don't know what to do. He's like, I'd like to leave now.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. And
I'm standing in the way. Okay,
and then the general, and then the his friend.
Yeah,
who ends up being a VC. Spoilers. And the girl who's just trying to explain to Robin Williams' character that we can't be together, and he's like, "Can we be friends?" She's like, "You can be friends with my brother. That's fine, but we can't be friends." And the fact that Robin Williams respects that, and even the characters of the family and the classroom characters, I think they're just solid, and I don't know how much of that was acting or how much of it was just them being them.
Yeah.
Especially like in the classroom. I don't think a lot of that was acting. I think they were just given lines to say.
Okay.
Or I don't know. I don't know the behind the scenes on that.
Right.
But, I think it's solid 4.
Okay. Cultural impact. This is an interesting one because it's good morning Vietnam. Like that's a very famous thing.
Right.
I don't know. Like I know that I was raised with people talking about the movie, or talking about the bit.
My parents have it on VHS somewhere in their house.
So, like, I
think.
Question, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Cultural impact as the film as a whole, or cultural impact into telling a story about another culture's view?
No. So this is the idea of what is its impact on the world?
Minimal.
I mean, right. I mean, so it comes down to a lot of times for example, a movie that we rated kind of low was Fight Club.
Yeah.
Because whether or not the movie was good didn't have anything to do with the fact that there's a lot of horrible things that people have glommed onto from it.
Yeah.
And so it's it has notoriety in a bad way. And then movies that we've rated very highly have been very. I'm trying to think of a couple when we wrote
Inside Out.
Inside Out, like things that are just
trying to think of something
stuff
else.
I'm trying to think because Inside Out we specifically said because it was
because
therapists were using it and
therapists were using it for kids and
I'm trying to think, but there's movies that are popular, or even like Titanic. It was a movie that was
had a huge cultural impact.
It showed a lot about a piece of history.
Yeah,
everyone knows about it. Everyone knows the music.
Historically detailed.
Right,
it was kind of a once in a lifetime.
I don't want to call this one like a cult film because it's not. I think it had more popularity than a cult film. But as far as cultural impact, I mean, quotable, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a certain generation or generations.
For sure.
Because my dad never owned it. We never owned the movie.
Okay.
But my dad, the first time I watched it was with my dad the first time. And the main part that we had the soundtrack. My dad had the soundtrack. I listened to that thing ad nauseum.
Nice.
Which has bits and pieces from Robin Williams's
cool
ad libs and parts that aren't in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So, and it's not really telling anything you didn't already know.
You know, true. And I think all of us were either not alive or not old enough to know for sure when the movie came out. But I think that there's an element of maybe it was a turning point for like perception of like soldiers in the war. I think it shows a different light on the idea of like Vietnam at the time. Like I think it's an interesting cultural touch point in how we talk about Vietnam.
Right. And I used to also work with a guy that was a Vietnam vet, and we would ride together in a car, and he would listen to old Adrian Cronauer, and I recognized it right away.
Nice.
I'm like, oh, you're listening to Adrian Cronauer. He's like, yep, but listen to it brings back memories. I'm like
good memories, or should I?
We're not gonna. He's like, no, it's fine. Good memories of like these were like his moments of moments of like levity within a shitty thing.
Yeah.
So culture impact. I think people know that if you talk about Robin Williams and you say Good Morning Vietnam, people, whether or not you've seen it or not, they're like, I've certainly heard of it.
I'd say like a 3.5.
I would say like bottom 3.5, maybe could say a 4 if we're really feeling generous.
I was actually going to go 2.
Really?
2 and 3/4, maybe a 3. I'm just thinking it as a whole, because like, you know, comparing it like you said with like Titanic, where everybody knew about it, was a big thing, blah blah blah, and it has nothing to do with the time that the film was made, but just
right.
You know, people knew about it, whereas Good Morning Vietnam, people may know about it or have heard it, but overall, like, did they see it? And most people would probably say, you know, it was funny, Robin Williams, but maybe missed the point of the movie, or were like,
I mean, I'm trying to think about this like chronologically, generationally, you know.
Right.
In 1987, like the
full Reagan administration,
the late teens, the people in their late teens in that era would have been like Gen Xers.
All Gen Xers, because my mom was 17 when this movie came out. She was still in high school. I was in elementary school.
Yeah, and it's 22 years removed. Takes place 22 years in the past from when it came out.
Right.
So I'm thinking a lot of the people who saw this movie and like understood it were either like Gen Xers or the people who fought in Vietnam.
Yep.
So. Yep. And I don't really know if there's. I don't know if this was the turning point. I think everyone knew that Vietnam sucked.
No, but I think
this could have. Yeah. I don't know if this was specifically driving the narrative change. I think
personally, though.
I
think personally, like a lot of stuff I've gotten anecdotally from people about Vietnam, like people do seem to like. In our generation now, or in our time period now, like it is definitely a snapshot that is used to conjure up the experience now, which is very different than a snapshot that would have been had right after the war ended.
Right.
So I think that it does have. I'd like to push for a 3.5.
Yeah.
Because I think that it shows. An interesting. I think it's still sort of like a part of the tapestry of the modern perspective on the war.
Yeah,
I think personally.
And you think about the other Vietnam movies that were made at the time: Hamburger Hill, Platoon,
Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket.
Like what, 10 years before this or something? I think it was.
No, it was early 80s. 80.
Was it
84? But showing the very gritty, very horrible side,
the dark side of it. Yeah.
Right.
Full Metal Jacket actually came out in 1987 as well.
Really?
Right.
Interesting.
So So all those movies that were made, and then you have this movie that's like reminds you, like I said, it's kind of like Full Metal Jacket, where at the beginning it's like a Shakespeare tragedy.
Yeah.
Starts out with a comedy, and then you remember, oh shit, we're in Vietnam.
Oh shit,
Right.
yeah.
But we're not on the front line, so
Right.
It's not quite as bad.
Right,
It's still bad, but it doesn't.
and we're not in the dirt.
We're
we're in the outskirts.
Yeah.
Right.
Not quite in the sandbox, kind of. We're in the grassy area of the sandbox, and so I think it does show a like you said earlier, Ian, about how it's the bigger perspective where like there's the war machine, but then there's definitely other parts of that machine that happen during that era, or during any war. Any
there's
conflict.
so much more than the bits you see in Band of Brothers,
right.
Saving Private Ryan or whatever.
Right.
I do like that this movie showed a lot of Vietnamese people sympathetically without infantilizing them.
Yes.
And without really like not even just infantilize, but like making them seem helpless.
Helpless or lesser.
Helpless or lesser, or it was a very honest portrayal of
Right. It wasn't just these people in the middle of the forest that you found their little village.
Right.
You saw them in the city, but then you were brought to a village, but they were all, they visit the village.
It was a community.
Yeah, it was a community. That's just happened to be where they live. They live in the suburbs.
Right.
City is the fucking city.
Right.
And it doesn't matter where you lived. You're still,
Right.
That was just how it was. And like you said, they didn't infantilize about it, and they didn't.
It wasn't like, oh, they don't speak English. Ha 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 ha.
It wasn't a what's the word I'm looking for? It wasn't like a they didn't play like a stereotypical like we want you to act this way.
Right.
That's why when we were talking about like the acting, I don't think a lot of those people in the classroom were acting. I think that was just them being them and being natural, being who they were, and that added to the natural flow of his class or how the culture was, or all them going to the family going to the film,
right,
and being a very different culture and understanding that you're not in America, you're not, it's not the Full Metal Jacket scene where me love you long time, but a very these are just people just doing their thing,
right?
Yeah,
I agree. So that brings us to a total of 3.9 stars out of 5.
Wow.
Okay.
And so we always look at the movies that are rated right near it.
In its cohort.
So also at 3.9 stars are Sleepless in Seattle, A Knight's Tale, Space Jam, Bottle Shock, and 16 Candles.
These are movies that you've done on the show.
As part of the podcast, yep. And then at 4.0 stars is Groundhog Day, Jumanji, and Clueless. 3.8 is The Secret of Nim, Scrooged, 2001 Space Odyssey, and Fight Club.
Oddly enough, a group of movies that feature a lot of the same actors. I'm curious how Clueless got to a 4, but I'll go with it.
I'm trying to remember what we did there. Yeah,
you really hated it.
I kind of didn't like it.
I kind of don't like it either. That's why I'm surprised.
That movie. That is a girl movie. I'm sorry.
I agree.
It is.
It's also a very niche point of culture of like.
It is offensively 90s.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love every part of it.
And I hated it because it overacted the stereotypical 90s, but also not the 90s, and also not most of the people I went to high school with.
Yeah.
Because I went to a high school that was mostly upper middle class. So they were very much in that
wannabe Valley Girl.
Oh, I fucking hate Valley Girls. Hated them so much. Anyways, that's amazing. Interesting group.
It is. No, I've always found the rating system very interesting. And just to plug it, the interactive rating system is on the website. Awesome. So if anyone that's listening ever wants to like go and see like what everything is, you can go in, and if you click on it, it'll take you to the page where the episode is, and it's kind of fun.
Because Ian can do all this amazing stuff.
Do all the stuff.
Which we can't do on Best Threesome Ever. Not that we have a lot of ratings other than go see it or wait for it to be at home.
Right. Which is a good rating system, to be fair.
Right.
But no, sweet. Well, Nick, thank you so much for joining us. Finally, we've got
It's a pleasure.
We've got more planned for you.
More planned for you.
Great. I'm glad you like this movie.
You got to fix your back first.
I gotta
fix your back, and then we'll do some more. Because we've talked about this before. It's always really fun to have, it's always fun when somebody comes in with a movie they want us to see or want me to see.
Yeah.
Because it says a lot about that person, or it says, it tells you a lot about somebody that you know already. It tells you a lot about some aspect of somebody by
well, and it's Robin Williams, and like I said, this is the movie that launched his career, and I'm glad that you like. I was afraid that you might not like it, and that you might get bored with the story, especially after all the funny parts, and then it becomes reality. And
I thought that was fine. I don't think it overstayed its welcome.
No.
I think from that perspective,
I think it could have
been a little shorter. But it's not.
It's a good. The pacing was.
It was fine.
Was good.
Yeah, it was fine pacing.
I think you like you said, Megan and Ian, you agreed that if had Robin Williams gotten the girl, it just would have been like
it would have been gross.
Yeah, it was.
It would
have
been an eye roll. It
Yeah.
would have been like
that was
really.
That was its. I think the storyline, like the actual script, saving grace was that they didn't go that route.
The shoehorned romance is something I hate. So much.
A Knight's Tale, looking at you.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was more just we fucking hated Jocelyn.
Yeah,
she was the worst.
So I kind of didn't like that movie.
Anyway, I know you didn't.
Anyways,
I think
sorry.
If it
this is the Minnesota goodbye of a podcast right now.
All right. Well, anyway, we will see you next time. And Nick, we can't wait to have you back.
I can't wait to come back. Thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun.
All right. Well, with all that being said, thank you so much for listening to Film School Slacker. I'm Ian.
I'm Megan.
I'm Nick.
And we will see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Film School Slacker. Our graphic design is by Mitch Ransdell. Music by Ariel Shalom and Ziv Moran. Voiceover audio provided by Mike D and Janet Paoni. Learn more at filmschoolslacker.com.